Greetings and welcome back to the Casual Wargamer. Today we're going to be looking at the Drukhari preview on the community website for 10th edition. Drukhari continue as their army rule to have power from pain, although it's a bit different to what we used to, although it follows the same general sort of trend. You start with a number of pain tokens equal to the size of the game, so 1, 2, 3 or 4 depending on your points. You gain an additional one for each enemy unit destroyed, an additional one each time an enemy unit fails a battle shock test. You then keep these tokens and you can use them to empower your army. So in any phase, you can spend one or more pain tokens. Each time you do, you select a unit in your army and it gains one of the following benefits. In the movement or charge phase, they can re-roll the advance or charge roll. In the shooting or fight phase, they can re-roll the hit roll. It's a kind of slightly simmered down version of what they currently possess, and seems a little bit more balanced to me, so all good. Their detachment rule for real space raiders is you gain an additional pain token if your army contains one or more archons, one or more succubus, one or more homunculus. So if you are playing a sizable enough game that you can take all three, that's an additional 3 pain tokens. It seems to me that it's got a potential that you can start off with a lot of pain tokens right off the bat, depending on game size, which is quite nice for the army. We then jump straight into 2 previews. The first is the Venom Transport. Now, there's a fair little bit to go through here. This is quite interesting. So it's a 14-inch movement, 6 toughness, 4 up armor save, 6 up invulnerable, 6 wounds, 6 leadership, 1 OC. It comes equipped with splinter cannon and twin splinter rifle. The splinter cannon is anti-infantry 3, sustained hits 1, 36-inch range, 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 3 for anything that isn't infantry, AP -1, 2 damage. So it's good for mowing down little infantry. And the twin splinter rifle is anti-infantry 3, assault, rapid fire, and twin linked, 24-inch range with 2 shots. Hitting on 3, strength 2, 0 AP, 1 damage. Again, it's going to be used to mow down the little guys. And it has the blade veins as a melee weapon, 3 attacks, hitting on 4s, strength 5, no AP, 1 damage. Nothing special. But okay, so the special rules is where this is interesting. So it has deadly demise, it is going to potentially blow up. Deep strike, stealth, and firing deck 6. So 6 models riding on the back of this thing can fire out of it. It has athletic aerialists. That's a mouthful. At the end of the fight phase, if there are no models currently embarked on the transport, you can select one friendly Drukhari infantry with 6 or fewer models wholly within 6 inches of the transport. As long as they're not in engagement range, they can jump onto the transport. Pardon me. So it's giving them that little bit of done what they need to do, now they jump back on and go to wherever the transport needs to take them. The interesting rule, however, for the transport, and I don't think I've seen this mentioned anywhere else, so I don't know if anybody else's transports get it, but it has a capacity of 6 Drukhari infantry. They cannot be grotesques or be able to fly. But before the battle, at the start of the declare battle formation step, you can select 1 Cabalite Warriors or Witches unit from your army. If you do, you can split it into 2 units containing as equal number of models as possible. One of them goes in the Venom and the other starts on the table. So actually, you've got an option to combat squad your Cabalites or Witches, which is interesting. As I say, that's normally something you see in Space Marines combat squadding. But if this is something that's available to... It might just be small transports that only have a limited spaces. But I'm wondering whether we're going to see this on other options. All in all, though, the Venom seems quite a nice little option. We then get the Cabalite Warriors. Speaking of them, as one of your battle line options. Movement of 8, they're quite fast. Toughness 3, 4 up save, 6 up invulnerable save. I can't remember if they've ever had that before. don't think so, but I could be wrong. 1 wound, 6 leadership, 2 OC, a variety of potential weapon options, with the exception of the big stuff like the blast weapons, Dark Lance. They're all quite low strength, low AP, low damage. Everything else is pretty much anti-infantry and geared towards dealing with light infantry, as you would expect. They get close combat weapons and a Cyberite weapon, which is anti-infantry 3, and again, not amazing, but is going to do the job. The special rules for them are Sadistic Raiders. If you control an objective marker at the end of your command phase, and this unit or any transport is embarked upon is in range of an objective marker, you get sticky objectives. Now, I'm wondering whether this means that every army is going to have a battle line option that gives sticky, because currently, under the Arcs of Omen, generic Space Marines get sticky objectives, or I should say Space Marines get sticky objectives, but no one else does. Now, we've seen this a few times through these previews, where they've given us a unit that gives stickies. Things like Death Guard, World Eaters, and so on, have all got something that allows them to basically go, this is my objective, even though they might be then dead or walked away from it. So that's interesting. Gives you a reason to really take your battle line squads, if that's the case. And they also have the option for a Phantasm grenade launcher to give them the grenade keyword. Reasonable little troop option, not bad. We then get 2 weapon previews. We get the twin Drukhari Haywire Blasters, which go on the Talos, and these are quite nasty. So, it's anti-vehicle 4-up, devastating wounds and twin linked. 24-inch range, 2 attacks, hitting on 4s, strength 3, AP -1, 3 damage. But if you think about it, this thing is going to be, at shortest range, is going to be burning through vehicles, regardless of how much armour they've got. That's nasty, and hopefully will probably mean that people will start playing Talos again, because I haven't really seen them do that at all under 9th. The next preview is Lilith's Blades. Normally I find with Drukhari, the troop types are nothing to worry about. It's your elite options and your characters, and Lilith here is an absolute beast. So her blades are anti-infantry 2+, sustained hits 2. That's nasty. 8 attacks, hitting on 2s, strength 3, AP -2, 1 damage. She's going to be slicing through the enemy. She's going to be really tough if she gets in there and is able to slice and dice beforehand. Very impressive. Now, according to this, she has something called Thrilling Spectacle, which means she can put those attacks up to 12 and increase her invulnerable save to 3 up. What did I say? Characters and elite options, that's the way to go in a Drukhari army. Now, lastly, because this is only kind of a really short preview, we get a stratagem called Alliance of Agony. So, in any phase, as long as you control an Archon, a Succubus, and a Homunculus in your army, for 1 pain token, you can empower the 3 of them. But you've got to have all 3. That's quite nice. It's only 1 CP. Drukhari have always been kind of a fast-moving, get up the table, do some damage, and then slug it out with the big stuff whilst grabbing the objectives home army. This is really showcasing, I think, that they are going to be fast. They are going to be speeding up that table, and when they hit you, they're going to hit hard. They are going to be a very interesting, if tough, I think, army to deal with. That's the preview. I think it's a little light. I would have liked to have seen... I mean, showcasing the Venom is nice, but I would have liked to have seen what something like Incubi are looking like under 10th. But all in all, not a bad preview. I think that the Power from Pain seems quite balanced, although it has been watered down, I think, a little bit from what it currently is. All in all, not bad. So what are your thoughts on this particular preview? Do you like it? Don't like it? Drukhari player, what do you think? Let me know down below. In the meantime, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and we'll talk in the comments down below. Until next time, good gaming.